This is what I want from you, darling, you. Summertime. This is what I want from you, darling, you. Summertime.
Hey everybody, so I was invited to be an assistant to my very good friend who is a makeup artist as she served at the Fashion Night Out fashion show in Houston. So here I am at the Dallas Farmers Market waiting for her to come and pick me up. She had some car trouble. It really sucked because we didn't plan on getting a rental, but we ended up with one anyway. But I'm really glad that she was able to make this engagement because this could be something really big for her career. And I was super excited to help support her on that. So I took my time, I got some food. This is not really a meal, this is like dessert, but it was so good. It was a mixture of like strawberries, blueberries, ashwagandha, or however you say that name, and granola and stuff on top. But it was really good. So when we drove down, it was about a 3-hour trip to the Hampton Inn and Suites, and we shared a really nice room. It was actually literally next door to the Hilton, which is kind of funny, but a person was staying over there at the Hilton and they transferred to the Hampton and they were like, oh, those beds, they about broke my back. So we were really relieved that we chose the Hampton today instead. But I've stayed at both and they've both been fine. So that guy might have had back problems, I don't know, or he might have been nervous because it was the day of his daughter's wedding. But anywho, here I am eating some breakfast because I already knew it was going to be a super long day. Originally, it was supposed to be about a 8 or 9 hour day, and it ended up being a 12-hour day. It could have been longer if we would have stayed for the entire show and if we would have went to the after party, but we decided not to because we knew we would be exhausted. Excuse me. So here she is. She's touching up my makeup, and the designer that we were originally serving today actually dropped out the day before. We didn't know it. But the reason I'm telling you this is because he requested that we have sparkle, everywhere. Glitter, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. And I am not a glitter girl. I actually detest wearing glitter. I rather shimmer. I rather just have like a glow. But I wore sparkle for the benefit of the designer, who I didn't know had dropped out. And it made me feel some kind of way. You know how you feel when you don't feel like you look your best? Well, I feel like glitter kind of derails everything. And so I wasn't really feeling my best after my makeup was done. Angel, shh. I really wasn't feeling my best, but I was doing what the client requested. So I tried to put my best foot forward. Once we got to the venue, I basically poked around. So this is a new sports bar that they're about to open up. This side that I'm showing you right here. The portion where the fashion show is being held is a pickleball court. It has like 4 or 5 courts, but on this side is the sports bar, and it was really neat. Like, I don't even know how he came up with it. I saw the owner sitting at the bar, so I introduced myself. His name was Chase, and he told me a little bit about the construction, that project they were doing. He encouraged me to walk around upstairs, so I did. I poked around, and it was a really nice place. I kind of wish that I was closer, or that it was closer to me so I could come and hang out here once it opens. But if you're ever in Houston and you want to check out a really cool place to just hang out, play games, sit in this little lounge area, or even go play pickleball, you should check out Drop Shots. I don't know if it's open by the time you're watching this video, if you're in 2025 and it's March, but maybe check it out in May, because I believe they're supposed to be opening up next month. So here's the area where they had us set up behind the stage. Right now the curtains aren't up, so there is no division between where the show will be and where the backstage will be, but this is the area where the fashion show is going to take place. You can see there are tons of chairs here. The runway is nice and wide, which I thought was really exciting, and it's not slippery, so no one should have any problems getting up and down this mug. I decided to take a little stroll down it because I thought it would be fun, and so I did. I walked it, and it kind of made me wish I was modeling in this show, but not today. So this is a diamond lounge right here. They actually turned it into a jewelry store right off of the runway, so I thought that was really neat. This is the setup for my friend. We set out her makeup by portion of the face, so foundation, concealer, powders, and all that stuff, and her section of the table looked really good. And you're gonna see lots of footage. That's her right there doing the makeup. You're gonna see lots of footage backstage because before a show can happen, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. So first of all, you're assigned a designer, or you could just be assigned a set of models. And then here's a picture of inspiration for what her makeup should have been like. So edgy, straight lines, hard lines, such and such, such and such. These are some of the models hanging out, and then here's some of the models getting made up. And basically, you spend most of your time, if you're a model, waiting. So I don't know if you've ever been in a show or wanted to be in a show, but I'll just let you know from experience of being in a show in Fashion Week in New York in fall 2020. Was it 23? Yeah, it was 23. You do a lot of waiting, but once the show starts, then everything is super fast. So here's everyone trying to stay in good spirits, dancing, talking, kind of playing around a little bit. You can see those black curtains that they just got put up. That is the divider between the show and the backstage areas, and everyone's just trying to stay energetic because it is a very long day. Here are some of the designs for another designer, and there's another makeup artist. There were probably maybe four, I think I remember like 4 or 5 makeup artists total for the show, and then there were, I want to say 4 or 5 hairstylists. Those are more models just hanging out for the show. So they had a very tight schedule if you were a makeup artist or a hairstylist, because you had a lot of people to service, and it was just back to back. So my friend didn't really get to eat or drink anything throughout the entire day, so I went and got stuff for her throughout the time because I was assisting, and I just kind of made her take a break. I was like, hey, drink this water, eat this granola bar, you need to eat something. And she's standing the whole time, so she's tired, her back is hurting, such and such, such and such. And so I tried to take good care of her there. I was also cleaning her makeup brushes, keeping the table clean, throwing away used supplies, and so on and so on. Also just being helpful to the people in general who are putting on the show, because it takes a lot of moving parts to pull off something the way that they did, the way that Allah and his team did. They did such a great job. I'm actually pretty impressed because this show, when I tell you it was packed, it was packed. Like I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I think this was like his 3rd or 4th, maybe more than that time doing it. But it was a full house, and so I hope that they were really proud of themselves. It was really cool to be a part of on my end. But there were definitely, some things that didn't go well, as always happens when you're putting on an important show, right? That's just a natural occurrence that something goes wrong. So right here you can see there's kind of like a spotlight situation, and it's really dark. Well, that wasn't on purpose. That wasn't because it was just like a cool moment. That's because the power kept going out. I'm not sure what was happening. I just love her gems on her face. I thought they were super pretty. They had it kind of like an ethereal kind of space vibe. But anywho, it wasn't on purpose. I don't know if we kept blowing fuses because there was 1,000,001 things plugged in. It was tricky, but it did make everything look really cool. I kind of wish that the show was glow in the dark, because I think that would have been dope for the fashion show, but it wasn't. But I wanted to go and see what it would be like, so I poked my head out. So, and you're gonna hear me talk about it here when I was there. You're gonna see footage of me talking about the power issue. But anywho, we were making it do what it did. and sometimes I would just shine my flashlight on her model so that she could see. And everybody was doing their best to stay calm and just keep going forward, stay positive as they worked it on out. This is Victoria. She was so gorgeous. You see the gems underneath that eyelash. She looks very edgy, very, I thought she was like captivating for sure. This is Nisha. She was super cute. It was her first show and she was really excited. I think it was actually a lot of people's first shows, a lot of these models' first shows, just by the way that they were, some of them, the way they were conducting themselves or the way they were like having certain requests. I could tell they didn't really know what to expect, but I hope they had a really good experience. Some of them surprised me. They were touching up their makeup, and that's not usually something you do at a fashion show. You usually don't touch your face once it's been done. And it is actually can be really offensive to the makeup artist because they have put their time and energy into designing a look for the designer. So I'm not sure if they knew that kind of etiquette or not, but I did see some of that going on. Maybe it wasn't a big deal. I don't know. I wasn't on that part of the planning, but I had not seen that before at a show. But hopefully, everybody was still okay and satisfied with what was going on. Okay, so I think the day is half over. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm really hungry. I think there's a farmer's market next door, so I'm gonna go try to find something relatively healthy and that will give me some energy to eat. But things are coming along really well. Fashion shows are really long until they're not. And then at the very end they get really short. But let's see if we can find something delicious at the farmer's market. Did y'all see my lashes holding on for dear life? For dear life, just like me, because I was so famished. This farmer's market next door was popping. When I tell you it was popping, they had so many vendors with fresh fruit that smelled so freaking good. I wish I had like $1 million just to load up that day because there were so many options. This was like a full-fledged store situation going on here. But I poked around. They had toys, they had veggies, they had sage bundles. Like there was all kinds of stuff that you could buy at this farmer's market. And if I wasn't at this show, I probably would have been there for a few hours just browsing and eating lots and lots of good yummy stuff. But unfortunately I didn't have that kind of time. Look, honey, this honey and honeycomb. Unfortunately I didn't have that kind of time at the moment, so I kind of just walked down the stalls for a little bit and then I hightailed it back to the show. But my lunch break was about an hour and I was trying to find something that was light that wouldn't make me feel like I had the itis, because this was no time to get tired. It was already 6 hours into the day, and so I was already starting to like come down a little bit on energy. So I was like, let me just keep it light, let me get like a little mix of fruit that would give me natural energy and also keep me from getting exhausted. But you're just seeing clips from some of the vendor stalls. There was so much to look at. I wish I had time. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I will come back and just browse around. I'll bring Danielle and we'll just make it a whole day. Okay, so I got this mixture of fruit, coconut, mango, something else with tahini and some sweet sauce. I don't know what the sauce is called, but it's gonna be eaten. Okay. Then it looks like they're setting up some vendors out here for the event. It doesn't look like they're finished, but I'll just show you guys what it looks like right now. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make it out here to shop or not, because I have to help Naricia some more, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm not sure what's about to happen right here, but maybe they're going to be highlighting something on this green carpet. It wasn't here earlier. I know it looks crazy, but I think it's gonna be fire.
Eyeballs!
Yeah.
Eyeballs! Eyeballs! Damn. Eyeballs! Alright, so look, y'all. We are kind of behind with what we got going on. The hair and the makeup, that's fine. That's fine. We're still moving in pace, right? If you have got your hair and makeup and all that stuff done, get from over here. Like, let's get you over there so you can be out of the way, right? And get you fitted with your designer. All the designers should be here except for Freddie and did Mo come in yet? Yeah. Alright, so everybody should be here except for Freddie, right? Okay. Everybody should be getting fitted. Once you got fitted, get unfitted. Alright, make sure you have a fit. We got 2 hours into the show. What time is it?
It's 4:11.
4:11. By 4:45, I want to run through the show.
Cucumber.
All right, that means we're 45 minutes behind. So my makeup artist and hairstylist, you're not even gonna curse it down. Everybody knows I curse it down.
Apparently there was snacks over here and I completely missed that memo. I think I might end up with some of this trail mix down here, but I guess this blueberry looks alright. Let me take these over to Naricia and see if she wants some. I'll give her some water too, because I don't think she's been drinking any. Okay, so they're getting ready to do a run through for some of the lines. Got the DJ behind me, he's getting set up. And they have these little brochures, so I wanted to show you what they look like on the inside. So here's the outside. As you can see, diamonds are the theme. Fashion Night Out presented by Cash McIntosh. And then on the inside, we have a nice thank you note with some previews of the fashion pieces. Some models walking at another show. And then it shows you who the staff was. Soul Gallery, Serena McKinney. I've met some of these people. They're pretty cool. Really cool. They're doing a really cool thing here. And then on the inside, you have a list of the designers that are here. And then another note about this evening. And on the back, you have a list of sponsors. And a thank you. These models are rehearsing their walk. I'm not sure who they're showing for. It's so blurry. But they are taking their job seriously, and I love it. Okay, stop in the middle then.
So like, uniform Chris, talk to you about his Alright, so we're gonna go that. Wake up!
I'm not sure what's going on, but they've been having some power issues. I don't know if it's connected to a particular light switch. I don't know if it's a fuse that keeps flipping because there's like a million and one things plugged up backstage. But they keep having to turn it back on. Hopefully it doesn't go out during the show. I think we're about to do a dry run through of each designer's piece of the models can practice walking. But it's almost 5 o'clock now. I think the doors open at 7 and everyone still has to get dressed. So hopefully they're able to walk, everybody's able to walk and get comfortable with the setup before they have to get dressed. I think some of the designers are already here, which is exciting. But this is also where the stress kind of intensifies. So I'm out here taking a breather because backstage is so busy. I just kind of felt a little bit overstimulated. So I'm out here just observing and bringing y'all along. I was also reflecting on how blessed I was to be in the room. Like, being behind the scenes, you really get to see all the hard work and all the energy and details that goes into putting on something like a fashion show. And I think most people think it's just, oh, you just get a space and you get some music, some models, and you put it together. But it takes so much more than that to pull something off like this. You have to think about security and safety, and you have to think about promotion, you have to think about hospitality, not just for the guests who are coming to watch, but for the people who are putting the show on with you. This setup you see right here, this wooden setup, is like a giant jewelry box. That had to be built. That had to be designed and built and customized for this show. So there's a lot of steps and tasks that you don't really think about. So when you're behind the scenes, you really get to see them come together. You really get to see all the little elements and the hard work everybody puts in to create the experience that you get to enjoy as a guest. So I sat in these chairs and I really just felt grateful that I got to be a part of this show, that I got to contribute in just a little small way. I wasn't a model, I wasn't a designer, I wasn't a project manager or anything like that. I was assisting a makeup artist, but it was still an experience even for me at that level. So I thank God that I had this moment, and it gave me some creative energy as well. It reminded me about the power of music, because this DJ was hitting. I'm not playing his music because YouTube won't really, it just won't look good on YouTube. It's so freaking loud. You can't hear it well on my audio, but it was hitting, y'all, and it made me feel energy. It made me feel like I was the stuff, and I wasn't even out there walking. So it was a reminder to me to play music more when I'm working, when I'm doing stuff at home, to put me in a certain mind and put me in a good mood, because Lord knows it has been tough and tricky emotionally this year for a lot of us, right? Like, for a lot of us. And I'm really working on staying in a certain vibration, like positivity, optimism, can do, determined, persistence, belief in myself, and all of that can be tapped into through music. So I was really having a great time out here watching them rehearse. I was also taking notes for if I should do another fashion show. I wouldn't say that I'm a model, like I don't go around telling people, hey, I'm a model, but I will model if the opportunity is right. I would do it. And I have modeled, before. If you saw my videos before, you heard me in my pageant journey, I modeled at New York Fashion Week. So I would do it again if I had the opportunity, but it definitely made me aware of things you need to do to take care of yourself. So one, you need to have healthy snacks on hand, because you don't know what will be available to you. Even though I had an entire farmer's market within my reach, you're not always going to have that when you're in this show. So you want to make sure that you have nourishment. You also want to make sure that you have like a little emergency kit going on, because maybe you get burned, maybe you get cut, maybe you need to cut a string. You need band-aids, you need tweezers, you need little last-minute things that you may not be thinking of. You might need a lint roller, you might need some Tylenol or ibuprofen. You really want to make sure that you have everything you need to take care of yourself, because if you have to leave the venue, you might miss out on something. So keeping those things on hand is really important. Also, bring your own extension cords if you're an artist, like a makeup artist or a hairstylist, because we did not have the right extension cords for a while, and at one point none of the hairstylists could really plug in their stuff, and then the makeup artists weren't able to plug in their lights. So imagine trying to do makeup and you can't really see your subject's face. That's not the business. So I was able to really take good notes for myself in the future, and hopefully my friend was also taking notes too for her future shows of how to make sure she is better prepared on the individual level. But they worked it out. They were able to get us everything we needed to be successful backstage. So again, Allah and his team, they were great hosts, and they did such a great job putting on this show. The next behind the scenes video that you guys are going to see is me at an awards gala. So technically it's not behind the scenes, because I'm not going to be able to post it. I'm going to be speaking at it. But I am going to take you guys along to another glamorous adventure next weekend. And it's kind of crazy that I'm even having these experiences at this point, because you wouldn't think that someone who is in the financial place that I'm in would be having unique experiences, but here I am, and it is fantastic. What financial situation are you talking about, Nay? More on future videos. Trust me, I'm gonna give you the complete down, the complete 411 on that. But this is going to be a really good time, because they're going to give out a scholarship to someone who is starting off their beauty career, and I get to be a speaker on their panel to talk about the power of networking and how they can use it to jumpstart and really take their career to the next level. I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited about any opportunity that comes my way, honestly, where I can add value. Especially right now where I have the time freedom, where I have the creative freedom. It feels really good. And honestly, moving forward, I want to do more creative things. I want to do more experiences like this behind the house. Not behind the house, I don't know what they call it, but backstage, I guess. I think these events are fun. So maybe I'll start looking into more of that, more opportunities like that. Or maybe I'll just start creating a lot more, and something will pop off. I'm ready for something to pop off, y'all. Pop, 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 like these diamonds. Let's go in. Oh, we inside the box. These lashes have been giving me the blues all day, but it's 7:05 or something like that, and the power just went out again. It's not the whole building, it's just like something on this main circuit, but the problem isn't really the lights, it's the music. It cuts the music, it cuts some of the lights, but if the music stops in the middle of the show, that can really throw the models, that can really throw the mood. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, I really don't know what they're gonna do. I hope it stops, because that would suck. Like, that would really suck to be out there on the runway and the music just shuts off and everybody's just whispering to each other and mumbling, and then it sounds like a cafeteria, basically. So I really hope they figure it out, because I would hate for that to be the situation. Okay, so at this point, guests had started to arrive. They had brought out the bartender, and y'all, when I tell you people were dressed, they were suited and booted and bootylicious. I know that's an old term, but y'all, I'm not kidding. These were some of the flyest people I've seen in a very long time. And you can tell that their looks, a lot of them were made on their own. I'm going to pop up some pictures so you can see some of the designs, but there was definitely some fashionistas here. There was definitely some influencers here, and some more designers who may not have been in the show, but they were definitely wearing their pieces, and they looked amazing. It inspired me to, dress more curated instead of just putting on, whatever. It matches, okay, there's matching, and then there's actually wearing clothes and like wearing the heck out of them instead of just putting something on your body. Look at this, like just fabulous. That guy in the blue had someone carrying his cape for him. Hella extra, but I am here for it. I didn't get to talk to him, so I don't know if he was a designer. I don't know if that was his model or not, but his energy was everything. And being in this room, I'm telling you, it made you feel like you were in Hollywood. This is just Houston, y'all, but it felt like a Hollywood event to me. It was fantastic. You can't hear the music because, like I said, it blares so freaking loud, but it seemed like everybody was a celebrity in my eyes because they were all stunting on them. You could tell that they had been waiting for this event to arrive. And when I tell you, I already said it earlier, but when I tell you this mug was packed, I have never seen this many people in the room for an event that wasn't hosted by like a huge major industry name. So the fact that they pulled this off, I was super impressed. And so maybe I'm looking at a future major industry name. Who knows? Like maybe he's a big name in the making. Not just Allah, but everybody on the team. Maybe they're big names in the making. This is the start of the show. I found out later that these guys are twins. So they're twin models. So I thought that was fun. And this is the first line that we were looking at. It was probably my favorite line. There was another line that I really liked too. But this is the only one that I really stuck around to see because we left after, I believe, the second designer's looks came out because we were exhausted. At this point, it was 10 at night and we had been there since 10 a.m. So we were like, okay, let's go back and sit down somewhere. My friend had to go soak her feet because, again, she'd been her feet the whole time. So we really wanted to relax. They said there was going to be an after party, but I just didn't have it in me. But I bet it was lit. Like, I bet it was fire. I have not been to a party in so long. I'm not a party person. But I bet this mug was tight. But again, I hope you enjoyed this look behind the scenes. I really enjoyed being there myself, and I will take you backstage next weekend for the gala.